What's up, everyone? I'm finally making my re-debut into the Pokemon TCG. It's been months and months and months since I've been able to play and dominate with Charizard, because work and all this other stuff in life and this and that. And then, I made my Charizard deck profile, which I've changed, and you'll see a new one. And then, of course, a couple deck profiles with my boy Maj and Brando. And yeah, now I'm in unfamiliar territory at a place called Game Time, Michigan. Game Time MI, so Game Time, Michigan. And we'll see what the scene is like here and see what we can do. So, disclaimer really quick. I was supposed to make this vlog last week, several days ago. Yeah. So pretty much almost last week. But because I went to play at one of the other LGSs that I used to go to, and I couldn't make the vlog, and just a bunch of stuff happened. Then I wasn't doing well. I'm like, you know what? I can't do anything today. I'm just going to move on and just make the vlog later on whenever I can find another tournament, which I did today. So I am doing the vlog right now. I had like a couple clips from the other one. Then I'm like, you know what? Never mind. But I have a funny clip. I was going to use a funny clip. Maybe I'll just like use it in another video that I'll make if I play at that place again, whenever. But for now, this is my re-debut, because the debut was supposed to be a few days ago, which happened. Then it was just everything went wrong. But this is the re-debut. And all I know is that I'm going to try to take Charizard back to the top. And yeah, so I'm going to try to give like after each match, I'm going to try to give a recap and see what happens. But yeah, we'll see. So hopefully we can come out on top, because a few days ago, just everything was going wrong from the start to whatever. But we'll get there in this one, hopefully. Let's get it. So I'm currently 3-0, just finished round 3. I wanted to do like I mentioned in the previous clip, round by round recap, but thing is, like, the first game I won in 3 minutes. Like, I literally won within 3 minutes. And then we just played a quick match, but then, they wanted to move on to the next game, even though the time wasn't up. It just, everyone was done at that time. So we moved on to the next round. And then I was it was a feature match though on Twitch. And I've never experienced that before. It was actually really cool. So round 1, I played against mirror match Charizard. Oh my God. I was like, oh no. When he saw my Charmander, he's like, yeah, it's gonna be a mirror match. I'm like, oh no, I hate the mirror match. But I won within 3 minutes, because he couldn't set up anything, and I just set up and won. So that was good. Then I got on the feature match against Roaring Moon. He made me go first, and I gave him a mulligan, so extra card. And when he told me to go first, I thought he was going to play Charizard too, but it wasn't. It was Roaring Moon. It was very close. It went to like end of time, and then overtime rules. I won, thankfully, 2-0. It was a really, really close match. Like, once they get a bunch of those ancient cards in their discard pile, they could do a lot of damage. He had counter captured my Pidgeot and knocked it out, and I'm like, oh no, if he has one more of those, I'm gonna lose. But thankfully I was able to pull it out. He tried to stall me by putting my Bibarel up front, but then I attached an energy and then passed, and then he couldn't do anything. Then I'm just like, what's it called? Attach another energy retreat, and then just attacked and won. That was it. But yeah, really, really close. And then round 3, I just played against Gardevoir. The guy gave up 11.5 minutes in, and I won, because I was gonna set up really quick, and then I owned me. I'm like, oh great. Then I got set up, and he was trying to set up, but they couldn't. Like, Gardevoir cannot keep up with Charizard. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, it's a very dangerous deck to play against, but Charizard's king. All right, so I'm 3-0. I think there's one more round. I'm in unfamiliar territory in this place. I don't know any of these people. Actually, there's one guy that I recognize from my Yu-Gi-Oh days, and he used to play Yu-Gi-Oh, and I guess he's playing Pokemon now, but this is from years ago. So that's cool, but otherwise, I don't know anybody else. But yeah, I don't know if can you replay stuff on Twitch? If you can, it's Game Time MI. Game Time Michigan, Game Time MI is the name of the Twitch channel. I don't know if you're able to replay, but like exactly what happened, but it's Sunday, June 30th. So if you can find that stream, it was round 2 of today's match. I've never been on a feature match before, so yeah, I just did my thing, I guess. I don't know. But all right, we're gonna get into the last round very soon, and hopefully we'll pull out the W. All right, guys, I'm at Game Time Michigan in Southgate. Just finished the Pokemon tournament. I have DJ over here, who is going to give us some words about his store.
Well, first I want to say thanks for coming out and playing today, Ali. Hopefully you had some fun. Game Time Michigan, we're out here in Southgate. We're on Eureka Road. We deal with Pokemon. Pokemon's very big over here. We always carry the new product. We do pre-releases, pre-orders, and midnight releases on new product. And then we run tournaments too. And the way we do all of our tournaments here is whatever we take in entry fees, we give 100% of that back out as cash prizes to the players. Plus we have the promo packs and everything else. So, you know, we try to create a welcoming and fun environment for everybody. And hopefully you'll be able to, if you're local at least, come check it out sometime. So I want to thank Ali for taking the time to come out here and play today and to put me in this little video like this.
Yep. Thank you so much. Is there a showcase here for Pokemon cards? They have a lot of good stuff over here. A lot of good stuff. Actually, more than I've seen at the other LGSs. Oh yeah, like that, red and blue. This is where they're streaming over here from here. And what's up? All right, see you in the next clip. All right, the tournament has ended, and your boy went undefeated, 4-0. 2 of the matches were feature matches on their Twitch channel, Game Time MI, so Game Time Michigan. And the guy, DJ, was telling me that he's going to be uploading it to YouTube, hopefully, as well. So hopefully that happens. And yeah, maybe I should put some clips from there into this video. I'll see what I'm going to do, because I'm still in their parking lot. I haven't gone home yet. But yeah, 4-0, undefeated. And also they gave out these two promos. Actually, sick. Do you want to call them promos? Whatever they are. These two, this Buddy Puffin and Super Rod, with that stamp in the back. It was like a price pack stamp or league something stamp. This Buddy Puffin is like $10. I don't know how much the Super Rod is, but that's really cool. And then of course a prize pack, which I will open up at home, because you guys want updated deck profile, an undefeated Charizard deck profile? Because I can give you that in another clip in this video. Oh yes, undefeated with Charizard, pure Charizard, as in with Charizard, Pidgeot, and Bibarel. No Dragapult, nothing like that. Just regular old Charizard, Pidgeot, Bibarel. All right. So if you watched the other clips, you know kind of what happened so far. And then in round 4, hopefully you're gonna watch the feature match, but for that one as well, I played against Dragapult Charizard, or Charizard Dragapult, however you want to put it. His version was, I guess, Charizard Dragapult, because it's mostly Charizard and like one Dragapult. And before we started, we decided that it'd be better if we just agree that we're gonna, no matter who wins, we'll take the draw each, so we're both 3-0-1, and then whoever wins gets the most money. So I'm like, all right, sounds good. So either way, whether we did that or not, I won. So I'm gonna count it as 4-0, but yeah, if you want to call it 3-0-1, either way, I'm undefeated, but I'm gonna call it as 4-0, because I ended up taking the match, very, very close match, but ended up taking it at the end. I had to use a Kieran to do some more damage to his Dragapult. It was really nice. He tried to unfair stamp me, and then I just got my Kieran out, and then just did some more damage to his Dragapult and knocked it out. So I kept going at his bench, because I just kept I tried to keep sniping his Charmanders, because Charizard is more scary. It's scarier than Dragapult, to be honest. Charizard is much better than Dragapult, in my opinion. So I kept sniping the Charmander. I tried to snipe, I think, 2 Charmanders, but then he had another one. He was able to make Charizard, a scary Charizard with Defiance Band. And then he was able to take a KO. And then I had a Charizard with Defiance Band on it that we both, well, he forgot I had Defiance Band on it. I'm like, wait a second, I have Defiance Band? Okay, I'll put this Charizard up. And then I knocked his out with 1 hit. And then all he was left with was Dragapult and was like Pidgeot or something, and he had put a Cleffa down, but it didn't matter. So I had I think, what did I do? I think I turtled up my Rotom, I believe, because he had knocked out Lumineon. Rotom was going to be a liability, because I was not going to make that mistake again, leaving something like that. I turtled it up, and one turn, I can't remember which turn it was, like soon before that. But, and then I just had to knock out his Dragapult. I had to do enough damage. The problem is he got rid of my Defiance Band. I think he had I had like 2 prize cards left. No, I had 1 prize card left. Whatever it was. I had Defiance Band on. Was it live at that point? I can't remember. If it was live, all I know is that he got rid of it already with Lost Vacuum. So I couldn't use it regardless. And my Charizard was doing, I believe, 300 damage. So I couldn't knock out his Dragapult in 1 hit. And if I didn't do that, then I would lose the next turn probably, because if he had something, he'll probably just do something and beat me. Thankfully, and of course, I have Kieran in my deck. I don't know how people are not playing Kieran. It should be played in these types of decks. Of course, I searched for Kieran and dropped the Kieran down, and that was it. I win. And also, before that, I was like, should I use Roxanne against him? Should I? No, I'm like, no. I have something better. And then I did something else. But I don't know. We had a funny interaction where I was like, I was going to Iono him, use my Iono. Like, how many cards do you have in your hand? And then he told me, and I thought about it. I'm like, no, let me do something else. Next turn, he's like, how many cards do you have in your hand? I told him I have 3. And he was about to quick search for Unfair Stamp. He's like, no, never mind. So that was funny. He ended up hitting me with the Unfair Stamp later on, but didn't do anything, thankfully. So yeah, undefeated. So once I get home, either right when I get home or maybe after the gym or something, I'll make the video I'll open up this prize pack, and I'll give you guys an updated Charizard deck profile, because why not? It's undefeated over here. But yeah, and let's see. So I already told you what happened, like round 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we had, I was feature match in round 2 against that Roaring Moon. It was, that was pretty annoying. I mean, yeah, that was really close. Yeah, round 1 was against, it was a mirror match Charizard. I won in like 3 minutes. He bricked, and all he had was Manaphy on there. And I just set up and killed the Manaphy. I'm like, sounds good. All right. And then we just played each other for fun. And then like they were about to start the next round. I think I was ahead in that one, and the next one too. But yeah, so then Roaring Moon, I told you what happened. Then Gardevoir, like, yeah, it's okay. It was in the NAIC, it was going nuts, right? But against Charizard, it's not the same. It's not the same. Like, yeah, he hit me with an Iono, and I had a good hand and stuff on the field, but then I couldn't do anything after his Iono. Then I had to Iono as well, and then I was able to set up, and then pretty much like I was gonna knock out everything he had. Like, that was it. So he gave up. So that was it. That was fun. And then the Charizard Dragapult at the end. But yeah, Charizard, King Charizard. We'll be trying to take it to the top once. So the next season officially starts July 1st with all the League Cups and challenges and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, when I'll be able to play and this and that, when they're scheduled. I tried to ask, when they're scheduling them, but they don't know. And of course, remember, I have to be moving to Orlando, the Orlando area and all that kind of stuff. So I'll see when I can play. Then there's also a surprise in the middle of the month of July. But yeah, so we'll go to the next clip now when I'm at home, and I will open that pack up and show you the updated Charizard profile. All right, see you then. All right, guys, I'm back home, and now it's time for the updated, undefeated Charizard deck profile. And first, of course, I'm going to showcase these two again, the Buddy Poffin and the Super Rod that we got. And then I'm going to open this prize pack. So you might be wondering, well, what did I get for being undefeated and all that? They were just doing it as money. So money is what I want, which is cool because it's always good to win money. All right, let's see what we can get here. All right. How does this stuff, I'm just going to flip it over. And we got a basic energy, hollow basic energy for water basic energy, and then a hollow beach quart. And these are the other ones. And yeah. All right, so that's the prize pack. But now we're going to get to the meat of this section, and it's going to be the deck profile, of course. Put these off to the side, and we'll get started. Again, this is an update to the previous Charizard deck profile that I had posted, so thank you all for watching that one. This is updated. This is undefeated from today, and let's get it. So, of course, we'll start off with 4 Charmanders. All are 70 HP, by the way. I am not going to play any Charmander under 70 HP. I don't care about the heat tackle thing. I want 70 HP to be protected from Dragapult and stuff like that. Sableye, all that kind of stuff. This one's really cool. I love the art. Again, I got this from my boy Majin Brando. And yeah, so then I made this into 2 Charmeleon now. We're playing 2 Charmeleon. I believe I also had 2 last time with the TM Evolution, but I changed that up. We're still playing the 2 Charmeleon, but, you know, just so that I can evolve, if I need to, I can evolve a Charmander into Charmeleon instead of having to Candy Charizard, and it also protects you from TM Devolution, and it protects you from Dragapult, like, being attacked, and it protects you from Sableye and stuff like that. It's just there just in case you need to. Today, did I put Charmeleon on at all? I don't think I did. I don't think I used Charmeleon at all. I just discarded it because I just kept. My deck was very aggressive today. It was very, very aggressive. Like, it was like going off. So didn't need them today, but they're here just in case. So the 2 Charmeleon, and of course 3 of the big boy himself, the 3 Charizards, different arts. I still need to try to get the Paldean Fates one, that special illustration rare, because that one's insane. But yeah, so the 3 of the king himself, the Menace, Charizard EX, 2 Pidgeys still, 2 Pidgeys, 2 Pidgeot, so standard, and then the Bidoof Bibarel line. So there we go. That's pretty standard, except for the Charmeleon. I played 2 of them instead of just 1. Lumineon Rotom. All right, so there's that. I put Cleffa back in here. I put Cleffa back in because I was testing it out online. And I'm like, you know what? If you start with this card, it's a good card. I actually used it today, and I drew 7 cards. Because I made sure I had nothing in hand. I drew 7 cards. Very useful today. He ended up knocking it out, which I don't care, because then that just powers up my Charizard. But, yeah, this is it's a good card and when you're in a pinch, and especially if you're starting out with it. So you would want to start out with either this or, like, Rotom or something, so you can either draw 3 or up to 7. But, yeah, Cleffa is back in. It works. I just stuck with it. Even if they knock it out, it doesn't matter. Charizard gets powered up. It's fine. Now, don't try not to play it later on in the game, because then it just becomes a huge liability, even if it's on the bench, because then Dragapult will just knock it out from the bench. Manaphy, of course, for protection. And then Radiant Charizard's the Radiant. And yeah, those are the Pokemon. Now we'll go to these items. We have 4 Buddy Poffin. Because you just always want to start with this. Always, always, always. So you can load your bench up. 4 Rare Candy, of course. 4 Ultra Balls. Still playing with the, of course, 4 Ultra Balls. You can search whatever Pokemon you want. And even if you have nothing in hand, that you can use in your starting hand, you can Ultra Ball away whatever 2 cards. Bring out Lumineon, use its ability, Luminia's Sign, and you can search for an Arven, and use Arven. Bring the Buddy Poffin out, along with, I don't know, like 4 Seal, yeah, with the 4 Seal Stone. Use Buddy Poffin, then attach the 4 Seal Stone to Lumineon, use 4 Seal Stone to search another Buddy Poffin, and now you have a loaded bench with just an Ultra Ball, and then whatever else you had in your hand. That's a sick play. That's a play you can do only if necessary. But yeah, like if you don't have a Buddy Poffin already, or Arven or whatever, this deck always, 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 if you can, go second. For the most part, that is. Go second. 1 Nest Ball to search for, to get your Rotom out when necessary. So you can either use 4 Seal Stone or just instant charge to draw 3 cards when during your first turn. And then we play 2 Super Rods to put back your energies and Charmanders or Charizards or whatever you need to put back. 1 counter catcher. This can be bumped to 2 if you want, but I don't know. A lot of times I take the lead with this deck because I can be, like my deck, this deck right here can get very aggressive at times to where I'm in the lead and then this is not going to be used. So it'll just depend on the matchup. I just have 1 here. If you want to bump it to 2, you can. Then here's another change. So we have Temple of Sinnoh against like stuff like Lugia, but then I took out Collapse Stadium and I put in Jamming Tower. All right. That's one change. The other change is actually right here with the Canceling Cologne. So Jamming Tower instead of Collapse Stadium. So what this does, it says Pokemon tools attached to each Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's, have no effect. So it shuts off any of those like Bravery Charms or Hero Escape or whatever they want to use. Like Bravery Charm, especially with Raging Bolt and Gardevoir and anything like that, it'll shut them off so that they don't gain their HP and you can just knock them out more easily. And you know, if they haven't used their Forest Seal Stone, it'll shut it off as well. Just be careful. If you haven't used your Forest Seal Stone, then this will shut yours off too. But yeah, no, like this will shut off also like Defiance Band, anything like that, anything. Really, really good card. Really good card. So I found that, you know, Collapse Stadium, I wasn't really using it, like, because my bench wouldn't be full 5, and then, you know, the theory is you have a full bench of 5, and then you're supposed to use Collapse Stadium to get rid of your Rotom or Lumineon, but I found a lot of times I have like 4 on the bench instead of 5 because they got rid of something, or I just don't have 5 to begin with, or whatever. You know, at that point you just use Professor's Turo or to bring it back into your hand, and then Collapse Stadium wouldn't have done anything because you don't have a full bench. So I found that a lot of times that, you know, I wasn't using it, so Jamming Tower has been of good use. But yeah, good card. Really good card. If you don't want to play Jamming Tower, you can play Lost Vacuum. I debated between the two. You can search Lost Vacuum with Arven, but this you can search with Quick Search with Pidgeot, or you can just hard draw into it. It can be used as a stadium bump, so you can go back and forth with either of the two. The thing is, if they have multiple items on board, then this kills everything. If it's and then Lost Vacuum can only get rid of 1. But if there's only 1 you want to get rid of, then Lost Vacuum is the one that does the trick. So it's, you know, you can go back and forth with it. I'm choosing Jamming Tower for now. And then I put Canceling Cologne in here per recommendation by a bunch of people, whether it was in the comment section or a couple of my friends, or, you know, it's just, and playing online. Online, I kept running into Mimikyu, and I kept going around it like with Prime Catcher, which is my ace spec of choice, Boss's Orders, Kieran, and, you know, anything like that, anything to just either move their Mimikyu away from or back to the bench and off the active spot and put something else, or move Pokemon that I can use in the active spot in. So I'm like, you know what, if everyone's gonna play Mimikyu online or in person, they're playing like Iron Thorns and Lost Zone or Lost Box or Mimikyu even sometimes in Gardevoir, or people keep bringing up the Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon, which I have not seen anybody use against me in person, online. I mean, obviously in person, I haven't played until like now, but online and on YouTube, like other people like talking about the competitive scene, people aren't playing Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon and Raging Bolt. So yeah, there's that. But if they do, there's Canceling Cologne right here. It's ready to use. And yeah, there's the Forest Seal Stone to search anything you want. Attach it to either Rotom or Lumineon. Defiance Band to do 30 more damage if you're behind. Ace spec of choice is Prime Catcher, because I've used this so many times now, online and now in person, where I try to attack their bench. I want to attack their bench, like their Charmanders or their Drippies or their, what's it called? Against Gardevoir. The Ralts, or what, why am I losing it? What Ralts evolves into, oh my god, Kirlia. So, or their Kirlias, if they don't have it in the active zone, it's on the bench, and then Baxcalibur, of course. Anything like that, that's useful to them, and is essential to them for them to win, or to have a winning condition, or to function, I try to attack. And how I do that is, I use Prime Catcher, put whatever I have in the active zone, I just move it to my bench, and I put something else in there, and I'll tell them I want this thing up there, and I just kill it. Very good card. You can also use Unfair Stamp if you want, but this is very, very, very versatile, very aggressive, and I love it. And especially when they try to stall you, they try to put, you know, Boss's Orders up, your Rotom or Lumineon, or, I don't know, Bidoof or Bibarel or Radiant Charizard. You know, let's say, like, Bibarel has what, 2 retreat costs. Radiant Charizard has 3. Anything like that to try to stall you. If you don't have an energy in hand, all you have to do is play Prime Catcher. And then just get whatever you want from their bench, and then switch your active to one of your bench Charizards or whatever it is, and now you're good. So yeah, like this has 3 retreat costs. That's a lot. But roll 2. That's yeah. So you can use Prime Catcher instead of having to use Kieran or anything like that. It's a really, really insane card, and I love it. My ace spec of choice. Then we have 4 Arven. I will be sticking with 4. I will not be going down with 3 to 3. This is a must-have, in my opinion, at 4, because if you are going second, you need to have you want to start with Arven. Okay, if you have a Buddy, Poffin, and an Arven, you have a loaded bench. You can have like you're good. If you don't, you can Arven and get your plays going. You know, 4 Sealstone, all that kind of stuff. If you have an Arven and a Rotom or Lumineon and a 4 Seal, and you can get the 4 Sealstone, Buddy, Poffin, whatever, you have a loaded bench. You're good to go. Like, it's an insane card. You have a higher chance of drawing it, obviously, if you play 4 versus 3. Yes, later on in the game, it's probably not going to do much, but it doesn't matter. You want to start off hot. Like I told you, this deck is very aggressive to start. Once, like, if you can start with Arven, Buddy, whatever, anything like that, it's very, very aggressive. It's not one of those, it's not like a variant that's going to sit there and like you watch stuff be killed and then come back. No. Yes, it can do that though. It can do that still, but it's also is able to be very aggressive and prevent your opponent from setting up. If you're able to set up and take out whatever your opponent is trying to set up and prevent them from setting up, you win. Like I said, this deck can be very aggressive, and I'm sticking with 4 Arven. 3 Iono. Really good card. You can drop this down to 2 if you want. 4 would be too many. I think 3 is still a right number, but you can drop it down to 2 if you would like. 2 Boss's Orders to keep sniping their bench, or, you know, whatever you want from their bench. And of course, searchable with Pidgeot. I thought about having a Palpad in here versus the Kenton Cologne. I chose the Kenton Cologne because I'm like, you know what, Palpad hasn't really done much, and yeah, if you want to take something out, put Palpad in, and so you can reuse stuff, that's fine too. Like, there's only 1 Professor Churros scenario in here. Haven't had to use more than 1 so far, like online or in person now. But yeah, Professor Churros scenario. Use this so you can get rid of your Rotom or Lumineon, put it back in your hand so that it's not sitting there as a liability for them to KO you. Okay? Very, very important to use. If you want to use it as a, let's say you have a Charmander and a Red Candy or a Charmeleon on board, and you know, you have a Charizard that's damaged, you can also tear up your Charizard and then just put it back on the Charmeleon or Red Candy into it like right away. So good card. But yeah, Roxanne. I don't know why people are not using this card, or a lot of people are not using this card. This card is nuts. I used it today. I used it once. I almost used it in the last match, in that feature match. I explained it earlier, but I ended up not using because the optimal play was my winning condition of just Kieran attack. That's it. So this card is nuts. If your opponent has 3 or fewer cards remaining, each player shuffles their hand into their deck. Your opponent gets 2. You get 6 cards. It's kind of like an unfair stamp, but you know, you have to use it as a supporter, and of course you can search it with Pidgeot. So now it's like you're playing 2 ace specs of Prime Catcher and Unfair Stamp, but you don't have to wait until your opponent knocks out something for you to use this. And yes, Unfair Stamp, you know, you can use it as like an item card, and you can use a supporter during the same turn. But whatever, Roxanne is nuts, and I highly suggest playing Roxanne. And then, you know, Prime Catcher is Prime Catcher. So Roxanne is busted to use. Kieran, game winner, match winner, undefeated winner, whatever. You can either switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon, very useful when they try to stall you, or during this turn, attacks used by your Pokemon do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon EX and active Pokemon V. That's the effect that I used today in order to be undefeated. Insane. Love it. And then, rounding it off with 6 Fire Energies. No Mist Energy. Haven't needed it. Even when I played against the Dragapult variant of Charizard today, I didn't really care. I play 70 HP Charmanders. I play a 70 HP Bidoof. The Pidgey was already evolved into a Pidgeot. It did not matter. at that point, and the thing is, Dragapult hasn't been, it's been like going downhill kind of in representation in the metagame now, in the meta now, I mean, because it didn't really perform that well in the NIIC, and it's not just, it wasn't as good as it was advertised, I guess, but it'll probably bounce back at some point. And yeah, so I took out the Mist Energy. Yes, I did run into Dragapult. Doesn't matter. I beat the Dragapult. It was a Charizard Dragapult version, so very scary because of Charizard. And actually, I forgot to mention this in the other clip. The guy that I played against in that last match was the guy that went, he told me he went 4-1 or 4-0-1 at the other place that I was supposed to make the vlog at, but then everything went wrong. So so I took him down, so that was good. So we did good. We did amazing, actually. This is the undefeated Charizard deck profile. No Dragapult, nothing like that. Just Dragapult, or just Charizard, Pidgeot, Bibarel. That's it. All the other stuff, this is the way I'm playing it. I'll stick with this for now. If I need to make any changes later on down the line, I will. I'll see what happens with the Jamming Tower more and the Canton Cologne. Did not use... I dropped Canton Cologne today. Like, I used it against someone, but not because to get rid of their ability. I used it so I could draw more cards with Bibarel. I believe that was what the situation was. So that's how I use it now. If I need to draw more cards, I'm just going to be like, look, I'm using Canton Cologne just to use it, and just so I can draw more cards. That's it. But I didn't run into like... I didn't run into Mimikyu or Cornerstone or Iron Thorns or anything like that. So that was good. But that takes care of that. Hopefully you enjoyed. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. We are almost at 5K subscribers. We're so close now. We're so close. So enter my Twilight Masquerade Booster Box giveaway in the Booster Box giveaway video. So make sure you subscribe, like that video, comment on that video what your favorite card is from the Twilight Masquerade set. And then once we hit 5K, I'll be giving away the Booster Box for Twilight Masquerade. And yeah, so let me know what you think of this deck. I didn't need the TM evolution. I don't think it was gonna do much. Like, I mean, it could have, because I'd just be ready with the Charmeleons. Technically or theoretically, it's good to use, but you know, you'd have to have an energy in hand to start with and whatever, and then, you know, attack with the evolution and have both Charmeleons in your deck, or Charmeleon, they're not prize, and or a Charmeleon and a Bibarel or whatever if you have a Bidoof place. So it's just like a lot of things. I'd rather just have this just in case. You know, I don't want to be stalled. I don't want to deal with that. I just want this just in case, and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, if you want to still play the TM evolution, that's still okay. But I don't know. I like this. It's very aggressive. It can also come back to, of course, because it's Charizard, make comebacks. But yeah, let me know what you think of this. And also, so I mentioned in the previous clip that I wanted, maybe I'll put like some clips of the matches that I had, the featured matches that I had. But what I want to do, actually, I realize I'm just gonna make a separate video with those like probably with just the last match, because it was against Dragapult or Charizard Dragapult, and then I'll do that one. It was because it was the final match. It was a really, really good match, and I'll just talk over it to tell you like what was going on. I think it would be fun. Let me know if you'd watch that. And then if you want to as well, I can also do it for the Roaring Moon, against the Roaring Moon deck. If you'd like, just let me know if you also want that. But yeah, so that's that for now. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. All hail Charizard. Charizard is the king of the meta. It doesn't matter what other people say. Charizard is making a huge comeback. But yeah, all right. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.